After hours, I spend a good amount of time gaming with Juan and Isaac. For work, obviously. That's mainly multiplayer games like Helldivers 2, Helldivers 2, and Helldivers 2. But when I'm alone at home, I gravitate to playing on handhelds like the Legion Go, Steam Deck, ROG Ally, and the Switch. All these handhelds are awesome. Yes, Isaac, even the Switch.
No, it's not. I'm standing by that.
He will die on that hill. But I find myself gravitating towards the ROG Ally. Why is that? Let's talk about it. I'm Brim, and this is 2-Bit Tech. The ROG Ally released on June 13th, 2023 and has sold more than 500,000 units. In its first 2 months, it sold 400,000 of those units. So you can tell it was very much well received and with open arms, our arms included. There's a really cool story to our ROG Allies, and we'll talk about it someday. It's a really interesting story, just saying. The ROG Ally was the one to go toe to toe with the almighty Steam Deck. Have you guys seen my Steam Deck?
Nope.
Alright, but let's focus on the ROG Ally. Like everything, there are some downsides to it. The battery life leaves a little bit to be desired, but honestly, that just might be all handhelds in general, especially with the rising quality of specs. Windows 11 has its own set of issues, and the Armory Crate doesn't interact well with Steam and its OS. I don't know exactly what's going on and why that is, but a pretty big example is, say you download a bunch of games, and now you want to delete one to make room for another. So you go on your Armory Crate, and you delete it off of there. Well, it's probably still going to be in your files, but it'll still show up on Steam. It's somewhere in the console. So your file, Steam account, and Armory Crate aren't syncing at all times. So there will be a lot of confusion as to what's actually on the ROG Ally. The fans tend to get a little bit noisy when you're playing AAA games for a long time. Granted, it's not as bad as the PS4 and its jet engine fans. So the fans end up pushing air kind of like towards your face and hands. I don't think that's a really good engineering design, but I mean, where else are you gonna put them? They have to go somewhere near your hands. If you're playing in the cold, that's better, I guess. Heat up your hands. I mentioned storage, and yeah, that's one of my biggest gripes. And the fact that there's a high chance the micro SD card you put in here will meet the sun and melt. Yeah, the fan being right next to the micro SD slot has literally destroyed many people's SD cards. And I'm not gonna try it.
Do it.
No.
Do it for science.
I will not do that, but I guess the solution to that is changing the internal NVMe. Is that a good idea? Let me know in the comments, and maybe we do a video on us tearing it apart and doing so. I hear you. That's quite a bit of cons, but where it shines is in its performance. And when you put it on turbo, you're cooking. And so is your micro SD card, so don't put one in there. Just kidding, you take the risks you want. You know what else shines? You, when you like and subscribe. And even if you don't, you're still great. It has an amazing crystal clear screen. The speakers are actually not bad. That might be because they face you, not up. Lenovo, what are you doing? I mean, look at this. Why are they facing up? What is... I can't hear anything from this thing. Okay, sorry. The frame is lightweight and comfortable. Isaac, I'll give you this one. It's much more comfortable than the Switch. It's also very well taken care of. It also gets regular updates, like constant updates. They're pushing out updates like crazy, almost till nauseam. It's almost like every time I turn it on, there's another update. And I'm grateful they're getting better and better. It's turning into a very well polished machine. And don't forget about the fingerprint scanner. That is worth its weight in copper. And to get the best performance, you plug it into a monitor and connect your peripherals. Mouse, keyboard, speakers. So that's just an overview of the pros and the cons. But let's dig deeper and get into the specs and see why the ROG Ally is good. The ROG Ally has a 7-inch 1080p touchscreen panel and a max brightness of 500 nits. That's 100 more than the Steam Deck. That gets you a brighter screen.
Wait, which Steam Deck? The OLED Steam Deck or the normal Steam Deck?
Normal Steam Deck, the one that we have. I mean, that I would have if I could find it. I would show you, but I don't know where it is. Its processor is an AMD Ryzen Z1 processor. It has 6 cores and 12 threads, a total of 22 megabytes of cache, and can clock up to 4.9 gigahertz. The GPU is an AMD Ryzen graphics card, and it clocks at 2.5 gigahertz, and was made by TSMC. So, you know it's pretty good. They make everything chip-related, even for NVIDIA. The storage is a 512 PCIe 4.0 NVMe M.2 SSD. That's a mouthful. As for the I/O ports, it has an XG mobile interface, USB Type-C combo port. That's just a really fancy way of using an external GPU. More about that in a sec. It's also got an aux port and a micro SD card reader. Yeah, I don't really want to take a gamble with it, so that port is not really getting used on mine. The battery is a 40 watt hours 4-cell lithium ion. Here is a chart of the battery life by modes: quiet, performance, and turbo. It charges through a Type-C 65 watt. All of this for $400. So that being said, it's a really well thought out console. So why do I use it? Well, it's because I can't find my Steam Deck. You might think I'm joking, but I'm not. I can't find it. Have you guys seen it?
Nope.
No? No? Well, whatever. Better luck next time. I swear Isaac put it somewhere. But yeah, I think the design is really cool, and it's a powerful machine, and performance-wise, it performs great. And it's pretty much a beast always, and always has great frame rates. God, it also depends what you're playing. Helldivers is great. That's all I need it for.
It's better than the Switch.
God, here he goes again with the Switch. And there's recently been a surge in skins, cases, and accessories to customize it with. Lots of attention is being placed on it, and it's getting the love I think it deserves. I enjoy it in many ways. Just by itself, with a dock connecting it to a monitor, mouse, and keyboard, or with a personal favorite, the X-Real Airs. You can't be laying down, looking up, and playing. That's just me. One thing that I've been thinking about trying is an external hard drive. Yeah, the ASUS 4090. But it's $2,000 bucks, so yeah, that's a bit much for me when it's already performing great. But then again, I don't think I need to dock my mobile handheld because I already have a gaming PC. This handheld PC war is heating up, and it's really exciting. They just keep getting better and better. The big three right now are Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. I'm just kidding. It's the Steam Deck, Legion Go, and the ROG Ally. Ioneo is somewhere out there and seems to be putting lots of consoles, but we haven't had the chance to try them out yet. Dude, by the way, I don't know how powerful it is, but the slide one looks really cool. It reminds me of the T-Mobile kickflip. That thing was cool. But what are you excited for? What peripherals do you use, and what accessories do you recommend? Let me know in the comments below. I'll be there like always. And I really enjoy talking to you guys and hearing you out. Join our Discord, where we can talk about anything under the sun. Except that, hey, maybe even join us on our gaming nights. And if you enjoyed this video, check this one out next. And remember, I'm Brim, and I really appreciate you. Lates.